I'm a skinny junior in high school, and I'm struggling to end my shift at a busy seafood restaurant. I'm carrying a large steel vat filled with 6 gallons of sizzling hot oil. As I move through the kitchen, the vapors irritate my eyes, making it hard to see that someone has dropped a single slice of tomato on the floor in front of me. My right foot slides forward, and I use every muscle in my body to keep from falling. But this quick shift in balance was enough to make the oil spill from all sides and splash down on my bare forearms like lava. Now the kitchen staff is completely silent. My manager, Ron, busts through the crowd. "You need to go to the hospital right now." But I fight back tears and tell him I can't. I have a date. Her name was Tony, and she was the first person to ever smile at me like she was actually happy to see me. So when Tony agreed to be my girlfriend, her smile was my introduction to love. And I quickly learned something very important about having a girlfriend. In between all the movies, roller skating, and ice cream, dates are expensive as hell. So I got this job frying fish. And I absolutely hate this job because no matter how many times I shower, I still smell like fish. But today is our 1-year anniversary, and we made plans to go to Rocky Point Amusement Park. All summer. All Rocky Point. All summer, we had been planning this day like it was our honeymoon. So no, I am not going to the hospital. In fact, I will rise up and walk out of my own funeral before I miss this date. I arrive at Tony's house and my arms are starting to throb. I'm wearing a long sleeve, thick flannel shirt. She looks at me and says, "It is 90 degrees today. What are you wearing?" So I tell her it's the only shirt that I have that doesn't smell like fish, which isn't a lie. But secretly, I just don't want her to see my arms and freak out. By the time we get to Rocky Point, my arms feel like they're engulfed in flames. And as we walk around, every movement is sending waves of pain up and down my central nervous system. So when Tony reaches out to hold my hand, I jump back like her touch is a bolt of lightning. Now she looks confused and a little suspicious. We decide to go on the roller coaster first, and as soon as we strap in, she says, "Remember, when we drop, throw your arms in the air." But the cringe in my body language indicates there is no way I'm doing that. Now she looks sad, so I try to smooth it over with a smile, but her body language indicates the damage has already been done. So we're walking past the carnival games, and she hints, "I always wanted someone to win me a big stuffed animal." So now I'm looking for a game that doesn't involve using my arms. Well, the best I can do is the crazy clown water gun shooting gallery. And just holding this gun in this air feels like torture. So I'm concentrating like it was an Olympic event. And after 7 tries, I finally win her a prize. But she can't help but show her disappointment when I hand her a tiny stuffed animal attached to a keychain. 6 rides and 1 absolutely disgusting corn dog lunch later, Tony and I are barely speaking. I'm sweating like I have malaria, and her smile started walking back to the car hours ago. Our big date just feels like one big disaster. She breaks the silence. "Look, I just want to go on the Ferris wheel and then we can just go home." And I think, "Oh, the Ferris wheel, slow, easy ride. All I have to do is sit. I can do this." But as soon as we get on the ride, she looks at me and says, "Why are you sitting so far away?" And then like a judo expert, she grabs my arm and flips it over her shoulder. Now, I don't remember exactly what I hollered, but the look on her face told me it was a little inappropriate. She loses it. You're a jerk. That's it. I'm done. So I just break down and just tell her what happened at work. So she's rolling up my sleeves to see the red, sticky, pus-filled blisters pulsating on both my forearms. In that moment, she manages to mimic my manager Ron to a T. Oh my God, you need to go to the hospital right now. An hour later, a nurse is giving me an IV for pain and dehydration. I pass out shortly after. Surprisingly, our relationship survived this disastrous state. But what it didn't survive is time. You see, while I was a junior in high school, Tony was a senior. And when she graduated, she got accepted to college, 2,000 miles away. So once the summer ended, so did our relationship. By winter, my arms were completely healed, but the absence of Tony's smile left something inside of me smoldering. So for years, I wished I could go back to that day at Rocky Point and just do it all over again. Because if I had that chance, I would definitely hold her hand, do everything I could to win her the biggest prize, and keep my arms wrapped around her as long as I could, despite the pain I was feeling. I wouldn't care. Because the day my first love told me she no longer loved me, that was the day I learned that there are certain things in life that hurt a lot more than being splashed with sizzling hot oil. Thank you.
Chris Bell.